All right, I want to hopefully make this really quick. I did my Charlie Kirk video. You may be familiar. I received a very unusual number of generic propaganda bots with generic comments. I have never seen so much AI effort being put into misdirection. And it was just like yesterday, where you will see all of the feds and turds like Mike Glover, who are literally working psyops in the United States, post videos promoting the alternative narrative. Let's get into this really quick. If there's one thing you're going to get from this video, it should be that psyops is marketing for an idea. Take marketing for a product. Imagine that same marketing going to an idea. That's psyops. The method of psyops, the way that they get psyops in front of you changes throughout the years. They've even psyoped you about that because you're still thinking in their own advertisement, you're still thinking of us throwing flyers out of planes over East Germany. Right now, psyops happens through alternative media, mainstream media, obviously, 4chan, etc. If you can get one operative making a post on 4chan saying that he's Q, and you can lead the opinion of a vast percentage of the U.S. population, then psyops is easier than it has ever been before. But the primary medium for psyops is always and has always been point and counterpoint, thesis and antithesis, narrative and alternative narrative. Both will be controlled, both will be lies. This is how it has always worked well, and this is how it always will work well. It's basic psychology, the Hegelian dialectic, all right? And so the issue is, and a lot of failed governments have tried this, if you are constantly putting out and promoting a huge number of narratives at the same time that are all lies, people will pick up on them all being lies. You got 10 or 20 of these things going out there, and the average person will throw out all of them and stop listening to anything. But if you do two, you put your effort into two, make it really obvious, by the way. All of your propaganda, red flags, false flags, all your fake bullcrap, they make it obviously fake so that, for one, conspiracy theories can think that they're mentally superior and their government is incompetent. It's better to think of them as incompetent rather than malicious. It's better to think of them as incompetent and malicious rather than competent and malicious as well. And also because a certain percentage of the population will accept the primary narrative every time, always, hook, line, and sinker, every single time. And if they didn't make it obvious that they were lying, not enough people would pick up on it to matter. They need two narratives. All right. Recently, so many people have reached out to me and said, my wife thinks that Israel killed Charlie Kirk. And I've never heard her talk about politics or care about any of this stuff. And the reason that this is so wild is, generally speaking, when your counter narrative, your alternative narrative, I think they aim for like 10%. And usually with that, they're going to get people who are kind of paying attention, who are harder to be tricked. So they give you, they support the fact that you're harder to be tricked by tricking you with a trick that less people will get. So you don't believe the truth. So you pick up what is most likely based on your absolute inability to gather data, by the way. You know, think about yourself as a person. What do? You watching. Don't leave it in the comments. Think to yourself, what have you ever done in your life? Have you shot people? Have you, have you been shot? How many times have you been in a fight? How many bones have you broken? How many countries have you been to? How many other cultures have you experienced? If just think objectively on the scope that you look at the world, how broad is that? How much experience do you actually have, and how much of your opinion through media or alternative media is based on what you saw on the computer or on the TV? All right. And compare that to, let's say, Donald Trump, who has the whole Secret Service and all of these intelligence agencies gathering him information. You don't have that. The information that you have was given to you. It's meant to look grassroots. It's not. You've got people like Glover and these other douchebags who are meant to look grassroots, and they're freaking reading the script they've been given. Also, on that note, everybody's been talking about how all of these things that were fake about what happened here, and all of these videos dropped in the last 12 hours. With Psyops being marketing for an idea, you know how it works on YouTube with a product. 10 different people upload a video on a product at the same time, and you think, oh, they got paid to do this. They all got sent that product. They're on a timeline. Obviously, their opinion's probably not completely valid. And yet, when it comes to ideas, they'll just lap it up. Anyways, the fact that the alternative narrative has been promoted so hard that people that normally would not care and would never accept it are, i.e., all of these people's wives who've reached out to their husbands, reached out to me, shocked that their wives believe the alternative narrative. Now, most of the people that I know believe the alternative narrative themselves as well at this point, and it would be hard not to because they're making it pretty dang obvious. But let me tell you right now, the alternative narrative in this whole thing is Charlie Kirk was killed by Israel. And I'm not telling you this because I'm supporting Israel in any way. I'm telling you this because there is nothing better for your government than for you to realize that you're being lied to and then to blame some faceless entity that is completely out of your reach. Yeah, be mad at Israel. Be big mad. Post memes about how you're a big tough guy sitting on a couch wearing a mask and body armor with a gun, eating popcorn and just waiting. Yeah, do all of that for Israel. Because you will and can do nothing except for sit around and complain about it. And the truth is, the people who are actually to blame, you probably could do something about. If everybody knew about it, there is probably something that they could do about. And actually, you probably know that, but it's easier to blame Israel. Okay? So, dang it, I'm missing my most important point here, and it's really pissing me off. One of the most important things here is it is important to be able to know that you're being lied to. It is not important to know the truth. You don't need to know necessarily who killed Charlie Kirk and or why. Those things generally will become more clear in the future. What you need to know is that you are being lied to. You need to disassociate. You need to know that your own government is lying to you. Obviously, they are obviously complicit. And, you know, it's just shocking. Everybody's own eyes and ears told them everything that I'm telling you right now. And then the moment the FBI said, hey, look at this kid. He's conservative looking, but his boyfriend is trans, then everybody's like, he's a conservative. No, he's a trans liberal. Right? And they buy into the narrative. Why? Because they want to. Psyops are most effective when they convince you of what you already want to believe. And people want to know the answers, and they want to know the answer to the question. Focus on knowing that you're being lied to. Unplug, disassociate, focus on your family. If you can't afford to homeschool, to go to church, and to dive into God's word, your priorities are wrong. You are working for the government. You are funding the enemies that you claim to hate, and you are cattle preparing to load up on the car. You are absolutely flaccid and useless to any kind of moral fight, and you will remain so long as you think you are not. Thank you. Let me know what you think in the comment section below, and I hope that you have a blessed day.